The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is Swoosh and John Doe.
Hi.
Hello.
And this week, well, we're gonna do it because fuck it, we always do when we get the easy shot. Let's take some shots at Blizzard.
They make it too easy.
It's low hanging fruit, and
No, this is fruit that's on the ground.
Yeah,
It's partially fermented fruit.
low-hanging.
That's why we're going for it. Like,
this is rotted and bug infested fruit.
yeah.
So the one this time is, of course, we've had the first season of Diablo start, and guess what? People still aren't happy with the game after all the nerfing and the up and downing they've been doing, and then they find out that the platinum in the battle pass isn't enough to do anything.
Yeah.
No.
You can't even buy, like, the most basic or cheapest of things.
The cheapest thing in the store is 800 platinum, and you don't get that much in the battle pass. I will admit,
Wow.
very memey about amount of platinum because you get, of course, 666.
Ah, okay. Yeah, fair.
Which
But nothing costs 6 platinum. Nothing costs 60 platinum.
Yeah.
So
They've literally just done that to be edgy and fun.
that would annoy the hell out of me. Like after this whole fucking season, just having those 6 platinum that I can't do anything fucking with.
It would be an absolute constant reminder.
Like they need to go through and give the remaining 34 fucking platinum to be able to fucking round up to an even fucking 100 so I can actually get rid of the shit.
or you'll have to do the next 5 battle passes.
Or,
Yeah,
like,
that's not gonna fucking happen.
why not just make at least, like, because, like, the whole thing is, it's, like, not even enough to get the cheapest thing in there. Then make a battle pass exclusive thing that is 666. And it's like, right, cool, you can get rid of all in one. Just get this
Make
thing.
the next battle pass 666 platinum.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Because
Because this battle pass doesn't even pay for itself.
no,
Yeah,
it's
that's
been
the fucked up thing.
a staple for battle passes for quite a while that if you're going to get a premium currency, it's at least enough to get the next battle pass if you save the whole thing up. If you want to burn it halfway through, go for it, but you can almost always get the next fucking battle pass with it.
Yeah, because it helps keep engagement. Like, that's what you want.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Let's face it, they dropped a massively controversial patch just before the season started, which killed the player base because people like me, I uninstalled.
Yeah.
I
Right, didn't that one, like,
Didn't care
nerf
anymore.
every character and buff none?
Oh yeah, they
complete nerf, no buff.
yeah.
Wow. That is almost unheard of in these kinds of
Including,
patches.
like, just kicking in the face of the sorcerer, who was already the worst class.
Yeah, unless you spec a very specific character from the get-go, it was useless.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
So,
completely
even
pointless.
that one got nerfed.
But they
and it
also
was
said
considered the worst.
when they did that campfire talk about that whole update, saying, "Yeah, we sort of fucked up. We don't want to do this again." They said we're going to drop another update on Friday. It's going to fix some of these bugs. The update they dropped, I've read through the patch notes. It's all launcher and actual bug fixing. It's none of the reverting anything.
Yeah, it doesn't bring anything back to spec or, like,
No.
buff anything. Yeah.
That's because a lot of the stuff was, essentially TBA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not talking about when we're going to do it, but we'll do it at some point.
yeah.
You'd think they would
Fucking
learn.
like when.
I'm still like chipping away through that season pass through the season just to. I paid for it. I'm going to play the fucking thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
And going through it, and like one of the early unlocks is like a pile of ash that you can't use until your character's at least level 40, because that's when you unlock that game mechanic. So all through this battle pass that you unlock, I think every 4 or 5 fucking stages, is I don't know if it's a premium currency, but it's a currency that you can't even unlock or do anything with until you're right towards the end of the season. And it's
That
just
is
annoying the shit out of me. So, like, there's whole fucking stages in there. It's like, well, this was a fucking wasted level. Like,
Yeah.
I pretty much have to do twice the work to get one fucking thing I can use or even look at now. This is sort of shit. Like, the malignant hearts that give you a little bit of bonus through it, yeah, okay, they're alright. It's fucking annoying. They take up another chunky inventory as well as all the gems and all the other bullshit. But to have another fucking currency on top of that,
If you're going to have multiple currencies, you can't have the currency be in the inventory. That is just a dick move.
It's
They put all your crafting materials in their own tab, but
yeah.
nothing else.
Though
Yeah.
they've said why they don't want to increase your storage too much, like your storage space or anything like that.
Because then it'll be too fun.
Well, it's because if I'm playing the game and I happen to come across Seth in the game world, then my game loads his character and his entire inventory, storage, everything. So that actually,
Why?
that's exactly what everyone's asking. Like, why the fuck have you done? Why have you tagged the storage as part of the like base character stats? Like, could you have not have that as a reference back to your own personal fucking storage?
Yeah.
That's why they don't want to increase. Or that's why they're increasing the size of the storage, but they're only increasing it by half of what you've already got again. So you can't have multiple tabs of storage, because otherwise suddenly I come across a character with full storage tabs and it'll take several seconds to load a fucking other person in.
That sounds exceedingly dumb, especially since you don't need to be able to view someone else's inventory. Like,
No.
there are certain things with like World of Warcraft, you could right click and inspect people's gear. That I can understand, because you can, I think still do that in Diablo. But yeah, I don't need to see into your inventory. I don't need how many weird shit things you're carrying.
I mean, you can't see those things.
No.
That's why it's like, why would you load it?
Even in PvP and you kill another character, it doesn't drop anything from their storage. It drops health potions, gold, and XP. That's it.
It should only...
Bizarre.
I guess the whole thing's, maybe they want to trade, so we'll preemptively load it. Like, you don't need to until someone says
I don't
trade.
think there
you don't need to
even
load
is a
shit.
fucking trade mechanic in it.
Isn't there? Oh, that's fucking weird.
Well, because they don't actually want you to, like... The idea is supposed to be, as far as I can tell, you're supposed to incidentally run into other players. You're not supposed to work with them.
No. And
unless you're doing the world events, at which point those are displayed on your map, and of course everyone's just going to, like, huddle around for those. But, like,
it annoys the shit out of me. Like, I'm playing a game as a necromancer, and I'm, like, fucking level 20, and suddenly I get a drop for a ranger, or the rogue. It's like, why? Like, I'm not going to change it to a level fucking 20 rogue. I'm just going to play a rogue all the fucking way through and keep the drops I get there. This is just fucking dumb. I don't need drops from other fucking classes when I'm playing this one.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, the idea there is that you might see something that's cool and then give another class a go.
But in actual playing, it's, wow, this looks cool. Why don't I just start in, like, a different character after I've done this whole fucking playthrough? Or why wouldn't I have just played that character at the fucking start? Because I like the look of him. Like, a single dagger isn't going to make me want to burn 100 fucking hours leveling up a character. Like, it's just...
But, I mean, like, that's the psychology idea behind it.
Yeah. I mean, like,
whereas
Blizzard's
you end
always
up with
been
two
weird.
players. Either they do that, and they like, oh, this is cool, and do it, or they're like me. Hey, cool thing, grinder.
Yeah.
Thing is, like, we're not the target market anymore. Like, a majority of the people playing this game are not the target market. They are putting this forward to the whales again. It's like, these guys who will pay money to get the thing to switch the character over because they want to try out a specific dagger. Like, that's the people they're aiming for. That and kids.
Well, that, and, like, the thing I've actually been finding is, like, of course, particularly around that big patch that got dropped, a lot of commentators started sort of crawling out of the woodwork to give their 2 cents. And I'm seeing, like, a big disconnect between what I would generally call a normal player and these sort of people. Because a lot of them are like, why do you care about the story? Yeah, it's shit and easy, who cares? The game starts afterwards. Dude, that campaign takes ages.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Also, the entire reason I started playing Diablo all those years ago was the campaign. Because it was a single-player thing. Like, campaigns and single players and story modes should be the best thing about your game. It shouldn't be focused on multiplayer or anything after that.
No,
Like,
but it needs to reach the game as a service marker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. Games as a service. It continues to wreck perfectly good franchises.
Fucking oath it does.
Because, like, there is some good design in Diablo.
Yeah.
But it's all hampered by the live service model that's been bolted over the top of it. The open world, well, that didn't need to really function like that, because it doesn't really function. The previous games, like, okay, less 3, probably, look, I have a massive nostalgia hard-on for Diablo 2.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. It took everything I liked about Diablo and amped it up.
Yeah, it put it all to 11. It was so good.
But the game world feels really big because you go on these big treks between locations and they don't look anything alike.
Yeah.
Now they've tried to blend all those locations into one map. The game world feels tiny.
Yeah. Honestly,
doesn't-
I'm hoping Baldur's Gate comes and just kind of blows them out of the water with their...
I mean, it fucking should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hope it does. But
it's
just
also a
something
very
to fucking
different
smack 'em
style of game. Like,
with. Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see the comparison between them because it's not a Diablo clone. It's not a
No, definitely
constant
not.
clicker. It's just you're playing a fucking game of turn-based D&D.
Yeah.
So
And given that it's leaning heavily on the 5th Ed rule set and giving as much of it as it can.
yeah,
Like, I'm not even a big fan of 5th Ed, and I'm like, ooh, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
It's like, I know 5th Ed. I can work with this. But, like, I don't know what Blizzard's thinking lately. They've made a few weird decisions. Like, what was the recent one with Overwatch? They removed they said they weren't going to do a story anymore or a campaign.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah, which that was the entire reason for making that game. Was they could finally do the story they wanted to tell, and then it's like, no, we're good.
yeah. Oh no, we can't do that. But
We're
here's a
still gonna
single-player
do it
special
for
event.
$15 a pop.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was going to be episodic and like charge per one.
yeah. Fucking stupid.
What was their other dumb shit thing recently?
Overwatch
Overwatch 2.
The thing where they admit that they've lost engagement in player investment.
Yes, where they realized they
Yeah.
fucked up.
The fact that they're admitting that, it's just like, yeah, you guys know you fucked up.
It has to be
Also,
bad for them to admit fault there.
The owls also might be dying.
The what?
The Overwatch League, the owl.
Oh yes, that was.
The teams are currently having a vote about whether or not they're even going to keep going.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised it made it through to Overwatch 2.
That's just
I'm not surprised it made it to Overwatch 2, but they didn't support them, like, at all.
Yeah.
No.
And there was all that controversy a few months ago when they were just like, yeah, we're going to cut it from 14 slots to 7.
Yeah, it's like they put a lot of money into Owls originally because they wanted, we're going to be like the next big gaming thing. We'll take on CS:GO. And when that didn't pan out exactly how they wanted it to, it's like, no, we'll just scale it back now. We'll do something else. It's like, no. If you focus on it, it will eventually get there. It's not a one and done, guys. You have to keep.
Yeah, but that's
pushing.
the thing, though. They decided to force it.
Yeah.
They didn't wait for an organic community to spring up and then go, okay, let's support that. They went, no, we're going to brand it, we're going to theme it, we're going to do a whole thing, and we're going to have our esport.
Yeah.
They didn't wait. That's what helped, other than the fact that it's South Korea. That's what helped StarCraft last for so long. It's what helped CS last for so long, and it's what's helped keep the League and Dota communities going. The tournaments and gameplay sprung up around them, and then big companies started sponsoring.
Yeah.
Though it's interesting, like CS:GO, like we've all played CS:GO, we know the play style of it.
Yeah.
And then Overwatch came out and tried to chip into that market. It's a very different style of fucking shooter. But then you end up with a game like Valorant, which is almost a cut straight down the middle of both of them. Like you got the shooter of CS:GO with the heroes with the fucking abilities, and it's going fucking gangbusters at the moment.
Yeah. It's actually drawing some of the player base from CS:GO. A lot of them were like, I'm having trouble breaking into the scene on CS:GO. Like, it's so entrenched.
Yeah.
It's been around for forever. So I'm just going to go play Valorant, and I can just play it right now and be top tier. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, you can still get in on the ground floor pretty much and actually do well if you choose to fucking play it. But it's just interesting that you've still got, it's a hero shooter that's a little more grounded without this whole fucking cartoony aesthetic that's needs to be fucking buffed with characters cut out of it every other week and full fucking changes, and they've just made a decent shooter.
It would have been fine if they just embraced the stupid.
Yeah.
Look, we're the Smash Brothers of shooter games.
That would have been great. I've been fine with that. Like, Although I admit, the Overwatch and Blizzard guys, they just need to splinter off into games and a movie or TV studio. Just
Yeah.
release the fucking cinematic guys into the world and let them make pretty things. I don't care. You can have Overwatch 2. Give me the story in a TV show. I will watch the shit out of it.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially because they've actually got some pretty solid and interesting lore for a lot of the characters.
the moon is populated by giant monkeys. Like, it is populated by apes. It is canon in that world. It's so dumb. I love it.
And it's such a pretty world. Every time they bring one out, it's like, I want more of this. This is so fucking good. Like, even from, like, doing back in the old TF2 days of each of the shorts they did of that. Like, God fucking damn, I would have watched seasons of fucking that show.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But no, we don't get the fancy thing. Instead, we get a half-assed sequel that is now just being slowly drained of any potential.
Yeah, pretty much. Just death by 1,000 cuts.
Like, I swear this is like they're sacrificing it, essentially. It's like, we'll just let this out to dry and just harvest off. It'll be fine. We'll cull that later.
Kind of feels that way.
Yeah. I get the feeling they were hoping Diablo would save them in some fashion. But
I think right now they're banking on Microsoft saving them.
yeah, pretty much. And that's been delayed again now, hasn't it?
Yes and
or
no.
extended or something.
It got renegotiated, so now they've actually got until like towards the end of October to complete it all. And there's various steps in there where the amount changes or steps up, but that's all currently going through, and there's less and less complaint against it. Even people even the main groups that have said no, we need to stop it, are all stepping back, going, actually, this is pretty good. The only step against it now is the CMA still trying to push. They want game streaming to block it, but
why is
that's not
everyone
happening
getting
at all.
in such a huff about game streaming? I don't like the idea of it, but I ain't gonna stop them doing it.
I mean, we've bitched about it so many times. We live in Australia. Game streaming is not a thing.
Yeah.
No.
It's just not functional. Our internet's too garbage.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, we don't care.
Honestly, it just feels like Sony has finally been forced to back down and stop pressuring people to try and block it.
Well, I mean, they have. They bent the knee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Massively.
Well, they bent the knee once they started being looked at with hungry eyes by government officials going, hello.
No. Like once it was like just after the FTC thing was kicked back, they just were like,
Yep. Just sign the 10-year deal and be done with it.
We'll sign the 10-year deal.
Yeah.
Once they didn't have a winning horse, they backed the fuck down.
Yeah.
That was it.
Sounds like Sony.
But we talked about this last week, unfortunately without Swoosh, but I really want
I was busy.
turn this into another 15 minutes of last time on Pangenetic.
Previously.
We have to, like, one day just hire the guy from Dragon Ball to do it. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about today?
So there was a brief thing which, like, Ubisoft doesn't want you to think it was a thing, but it was super a thing.
Fun.
Where they were deleting old inactive accounts that had games on them.
Oh, yes, I saw that. And they immediately panicked.
There's some like up in the air about this. I've tried to find some more articles on it, but there is apparently some like screenshot of a guy's account that is gone, who bought games,
Yeah.
to show that it actually happened. But of course, Ubisoft has been like, hey, look, okay, the language made it sound like if your account is inactive, we'll kill it. But if you've got games, we won't. We swear. Think you swear.
We definitely swear that would happen. Meanwhile, in the background, it happened over here. Shh, quiet.
I am genuinely curious because every now and again Ubisoft gave away one of their old games, whether it was like through the E3 things or whatever else. So I'm curious how many accounts that they're going to refuse to close that have got a free copy of Rayman or Rabbids or whatever the fuck the free game is.
Get cancelled just because they got that free game.
Yeah.
They didn't actually buy anything because they this is the other thing. They say that they won't close accounts that have purchased games.
Yeah. But anything purchased through their store is horribly overpriced and shit. Like,
Actually, it's actually very well priced. I really hate to say it.
Really? I remember it being very... I have not checked in a very long time.
So like years ago, Ubisoft implemented their like point system, so that if you got achievements in the games, you got Ubisoft points.
Oh, yeah.
They were all generally fucking garbage because there was nothing to spend them on that was worth your time, or there was like one or two things, and then you bought nothing else with them.
Yeah.
So what they did is they went, okay, you can cash those points in for a 20% discount on anything you want.
Yeah, that's not too
But the
bad.
points
So
also
that actually
expire
did
after a year.
Sorry?
Those points expire after a year. They don't just stay on your account.
I've still got all mine.
They
Maybe
did an
it's a
update
legacy.
a while ago. It might not be a year, it might be a couple of years, but they do expire. They do eventually go away.
I mean, who cares? You got them for achievements for playing games. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Point is, you could spend those points to give yourself like anytime discounts, and that was made their game.
And
actually
a 20%
reasonable price on
discount,
their
like a brand new game, you could drop at 20% on day dot, which is pretty cool. I
Oh,
did a
shit. We could
couple
bring that
games like
down to only $100 and therefore
Yeah.
back to normal.
Yeah.
Point is, compared to other storefronts, they actually did sell their own stuff at actually a pretty good price. But yeah, so they've said specifically that if you purchase stuff, so like maybe if you got those freebies, maybe those are eligible for the Legion. I don't know. The fact that, as far as we can tell, this happened because a guy actually put in a claim against Ubisoft for closing his account.
Yeah. Like, makes sense, but... Dumb, they probably should have investigated that a bit further, but oh well.
I'm genuinely surprised they didn't try and start offloading their NFTs onto their fucking store with those points.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Well, it's because the NFT project hasn't really rolled out yet.
They also wanted to make more money out of it, so they couldn't use their fake money. They couldn't use their fake internet points to buy fake things on the internet.
They rolled it out into Breakpoint, like...
yeah,
true.
but I mean, it was Breakpoint, so who cares?
Yeah, they rolled it into it. They rolled it out into a dying game just to sort of chum the water to see what would happen, and then they got fucking destroyed.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they did.
I think that's where it would have ended up. You would have ended up with NFTs in the store or got those fucking points for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much. No, you would stop getting. You'd stop getting points. You get NFTs. First person to get the achievement means they get the NFT.
Yeah, fuck that.
So the last bit of notable gaming news we've seen this week was the Sony PlayStation's Project Q. That's that stupid little handheld thing that...
You mean the Aldi version of the Switch?
Yeah.
The we've got Switch at home.
Yeah.
The handheld that doesn't have a market.
Oh, fuck
because
me.
it's not a system. It's just a streaming screen.
You may as well
apparently-
play it on a tablet at home.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. The thing apparently just runs on Android.
Yeah.
So it's not even running some proprietary OS or something that Sony's put together to optimize its connection to the PS or some fucking marketing bullshit like that. It just runs Android.
Yeah. It's basically you could just have a phone doing this exact same emulation. It'd be fine.
It's probably where they got the idea.
Yeah,
Most likely.
probably.
Some guy was in the office probably with his phone with one of those snap-on controllers you can get for him.
Yeah.
Playing his PS5, and they were like, yes.
Honestly, if they had actually marketed this as that, they would have done better. If they had come like, look, we have a thing that connects to a phone as a universal mount, and then it streams to your computer with our app, or streams to the PlayStation with that.
Even if
And
they just
parents would buy that.
Even if it just said with the next Sony Xperia phone, it'll connect directly to your PS5, and here's the thing to connect it in. Fucking rock and roll.
Yep, that would have worked.
It would have been fine. That would have been a great marketing campaign. How are we thinking of better marketing than they are?
You could have thrown the handheld clip-in bit as a freebie with the phone to try and get people to use their PS5s more, or as a cheap add-on. Like, it would have been easy to market this.
Yeah.
Not this. Not the way they're marketing.
As this currently looks, it looks like a really shit Batarang.
It really does. It looks like someone has essentially copied the homework from Nintendo and changed it just enough not to be sued. Like, that is all.
There's already a company that's making fucking controllers for Android phones, that Backbone or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And they already have a PlayStation version, which looks identical to this fucking thing. Which you can use
that'd
on
be great if they sue
phone.
Sony for once.
Nah, it'll be different enough that Sony will get away with it.
Yeah, probably.
It's just the same fucking thing. Like, they've got multiple versions of it. They've done an Xbox One and a PlayStation 1, because you can stream Game Pass on your fucking phone. And it literally looks the exact same thing. It's just a clip thing that plugs into your phone and you play a game with. There's no fucking difference. I'd find it really funny if this Project Q you could actually make calls on. You had to have a full like PlayStation controller hanging off either end of your head, like the old N-Gage.
Do you remember the ancient? There was a mobile phone that was meant for gaming at one point.
N-Gage.
Back when they were putting.
The
N-Gage. It was the N-Gage.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, why haven't they just done that with the smartphone kind of thing yet? Just fuck it. Why not build it all into a phone and be done with it? They're already part of Sony phones and everything else. Merge that shit together and become a new thing in the marketplace again. You're not surviving as a console anymore. We've already seen that fall apart. Change or die.
I'm pretty certain they tried doing that with like Sony phones previously, where they've had tried to tie it back into the PlayStation network and.
But they did like the half-assed thing of like, this is just
Sony.
a little
They
add-on.
always do it half-assed.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to go full on, though,
this didn't pick up. It's like, that's what happens when you don't support it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's a bit of a jokey, silly article, but like one of the things that John Doe threw in our chat was a dude sort of like open letter to Sony, basically being like, look, I've been a Sony player for years now. You've always had the good stuff. You've always been an industry leader. And now you're not. Now the exclusives are on other consoles. Like what's happening?
Yeah.
And it's a valid question, and you can look at it and be like, "Ha, Sony fanboys crying."
I mean, that's how I looked at it. It's funny.
Yeah, but like if you read it, it seems more like a guy like genuinely asking the company that he thought was worth backing, why?
It literally.
Why do we not have the thing?
It reads as a fanboy losing the fan. Like they are just dropping it. It's like I backed this and it fucked up. Like
why didn't you buy more exclusives?
God,
to me, that's how it all reads. Why didn't you buy more exclusives? Why does everyone else have games that I wanted to play that aren't on this platform?
It's a console loyalist realizing that he put his loyalty in the wrong thing.
But not so much the wrong thing.
Loyalist.
Yeah,
he had like
the fact he was a loyalist
PlayStation 5
start
had a lot of fucking backing, like between the God of Wars and Spider-Man and all the fucking games that I want to play on it. That's why I want them to come to fucking PC, so I don't have to buy a fucking PlayStation.
PS1 had some solid titles. PS2, like, come on, that thing ruled.
Absolutely.
When it was the thing. PS2 had everything that was worth playing.
Yeah.
PS3 was a bit of a gamble with their cell architecture, but it still had some pretty solid fucking shit. And the PS4, bit shaky, but still came through generally swinging pretty hard. PS5 just came out, did one big king hit, gassed out, and fell over in the corner.
It was sort
I
of
didn't even get a king hit in, to be honest. It just kind of whiffed in the corner because there was no one there to fight it.
It sort of ran off of PS4's fumes for quite a while there. But this whole latest generation of consoles has never really kicked off in my eyes. Like, they're still making the same games that run on this new generation still run on the old generation. It's
pretty much
really necessary. Like,
we've not seen a vast improvement or a jump forward. This just feels like more like PlayStation 4S than anything.
Like, picture the jump from the PS2 to the PS3. Like, looking at those games, like, holy fuck! Like, this is something new. This has changed.
And then we got the 4, which had an entirely new format for, like, Blu-ray and everything else, so you could fit more data onto a disc, and it made more sense, and better hard drives.
Yeah.
But now we're still getting the same level of hard drive space with PS5 that we had with the PS4.
Yeah, it's just the games are getting much larger.
They're going to put out a new PlayStation, and it'll have a 1 terabyte drive.
Fuck it! It should have been a terabyte to start with.
It should have been.
You don't get a terabyte,
but you can already upgrade the SSD in it. Go out and buy a fucking several terabyte drive and jam it into the fucking thing.
Oh,
like, it's unnecessary to launch the console with it.
Like,
I mean, you say unnecessary, but as games keep being 100 gig plus,
it's
starting to feel
what
a
I
lot
mean,
more
what I mean by
necessary.
unnecessary is don't launch it with a 500 gig fucking SSD.
Oh, fuck.
Launch it with a 3 or 4 terabyte fucking drive in it.
Especially with how cheap those hard drives are getting.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like
at least a 3 terabyte drive should be a minimum for a console now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how much is a SSD to buy right now?
We're going to do some research and back ourselves up.
I'm generally curious because, I know they're not that expensive. I know if I just wanted one, I could very easily just go and fucking get one.
Yeah, they're simple to get. It's just, honestly, the PlayStation 5 has just kind of whiffed. It is no real upgrade to anything. Was there anything actually new in the PS5?
No, I don't think there was. It might have added ray tracing, some slight graphical fucking. We can do this thing now. Nothing
but even then,
really,
ray tracing fucks up half the time.
Nothing to really say we needed this new generation.
Yeah, there was no reason to do it apart from wanting more money.
You can get a Samsung 1TB 980 Pro SSD for $120.
That's pretty fucking good.
For a full terabyte.
Yeah. And we're already paying an equivalent of $1,000 essentially for it.
And that's
Western Digital $69. If you're doing M.2s, they're only 75, and they're even newer than SSDs and better.
Yeah.
It's not hard. You're not even breaking $100 to get an SSD.
But instead we have 500 gig. It's that's 5 games. That's it.
And not
if
even
we're lucky.
And
they wanted this to be an entirely digital console. They wanted this to only be a digital thing.
There's editions that are diskless. They've still got the same fucking hard drive in them.
Yeah, there's no increased hard drive space. It's what the fuck, man? Why did you think this was a good idea?
That's where if you're gonna have a diskless console, that's where you jam in a 2 terabyte drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because even the change between them looked the same. What was in place of that disc, the drive? Because it was not slimmer. It was the same basic dimension.
Just the same chunky shell.
Yeah.
Well, because they still wanted to make it look like Kaiba.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
Slightly, that's still the best meme.
You're not wrong. Actually, I do like the fact there was that or the wraps you could get to make it into Cell's head.
Yeah, I was about to say the one that makes it look like Cell.
I like that one.
To me, the best looking design consoles were the PS4. I really like the look of that because it's something you could have on a shelf and it fit in with other shit you had there.
Really do have it on my
it's something you could have there and it doesn't stand out. The PS5 to me, what the fuck is this hunk of shit?
The PS5, when you look at it, looks it reminds me of Apple, where it's oh no, it has to look pretty. No, just make it functional and look somewhere I can hide. Essentially, I don't care.
You can make something look good and still like that. I mean, I'm probably pretty biased about it, but classic Xbox.
Yeah, I think it was
with all its industrial rib design that it had.
The classic.
I love the old
This
Xbox.
looks like the kind of thing that falls off a shelf and kills a dog.
Yeah, and then keeps playing the game. Doesn't even skip a beat, just runs. The original Xbox reminds me of an old Nokia 3310.
I'm pretty sure I could.
That was the controller.
Yeah.
The Duke.
I'm pretty sure I could set up my old Xbox. It would still actually run.
Maybe depends whether or not the battery solenoid died.
Oh yeah, true. Might die then.
But I don't know. To me, the PS5 just looks fucking ugly. The Series X, whatever it is, the fridge. To me, that's just a little too chunky and unnecessary.
Yeah, but I have a PS5. I rarely play it at this point now that I've got a computer. I go back to play Ratchet and Clank every so often. That's pretty much it.
No, you're not gonna have to do that so much anymore.
Yeah, now I can actually just get that on a computer. Good times.
Yeah.
Apparently the port's excellent too. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
I was playing it before we started recording, and it hasn't skipped a beat for me. It is so it's like butter. It's so smooth and it's fun. I've never played a Ratchet and Clank before, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Honestly, I really like this Ratchet and Clank because it's a return to form for them, because they had that redo to time with the movie, but both the movie and the game kind of fell short. And this is coming from a massive fan of Ratchet and Clank, so I am biased.
And the one before that was Nexus.
Yeah, Nexus was a bit of a lean in the wrong direction. It's currently, I think, is completely ignored by canon. They basically come and say, no, that didn't happen. We'll ignore that. But it's a return to form of the funny, wacky stuff that happened, but also the serious notes to it. And I loved it. I played through that game a couple of times and enjoyed every second of it.
I did find it a little weird, when I was when I first picked it up, I was like, okay, there's the shoot, there's the jump and everything. It's like, why is there no dash? What the fuck is no dash? This is weird. And then I played through a little bit, and it's like, oh, well, I guess I'll learn how to wall run later on, because that's an obvious fucking wall run pad.
Yeah.
And then, oh, look, here's a fucking wall I can't get through. I guess I'll get an ability to do that. And then not 5 minutes later, here's one gadget that lets you do all three. It's like, why didn't I just have this from the fucking start? Like, it's a staple to Dash. Everyone knows a wall run. Like,
yeah, but the thing you've also got to remember is the Ratchet & Clank franchise comes from back in the eras of, Croc and Mario 64, where basic abilities are doled out as upgrades for
but
no
this
reason.
game isn't from then.
The franchise is.
But it does carry the soul.
This is what the franchise fans expect of a Ratchet & Clank.
It is true. It's what we expect.
If we're going to do that, I'm genuinely surprised I didn't have to learn how to jump in the first fucking 30 seconds.
I'm surprised they didn't teach you to do it themselves, actually. It's one of the first things they did. Like, here's how to jump.
You are falling in pit. Jump
the first
out.
thing, actually, the very first thing is run forward, grab a wrench. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. And then I had to go back through and find the controls to invert everything again. But,
Well, it's always the way with like, any game, like just a random tangent, but any game I start now, it's like, use WASD to move. Like, I am aware. I have played games.
Yeah. It's like, games like
They're not
this, I
for
have to
you,
play
yeah.
with a controller. Like, just,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll be placing around.
yeah. FPS is
You can't play
keyboard
Ratchet and
mouse,
Clank on a
but,
keyboard
yeah.
mouse. It doesn't work.
Yeah, my controller is currently sitting on charge. So that when I'm done recording, I can just fire it up and not worry about a dead controller.
Nice.
Like, same as Diablo, I had to play that with a controller just because, for me,
Yep.
it feels better and runs better with a fucking controller than it did with a fucking keyboard
I
mouse.
actually never tried Diablo with a controller.
It's so much easier and runs so much smoother.
It probably, but like, I look at it and go, but it's a hack and slash.
I know.
Game. Like, that's a mouse and
I've
keyboard
played every other Diablo with mouse and keyboard and loved it, but this one just didn't feel right. Like, I know
I can believe it.
I know, like, Diablo 3, like, as soon as you attacked, your character was locked down. In
Yeah.
this, it was hard to pick out an enemy and click on him to attack him without your character then running into the middle of the fucking fray. And if you're playing a necro, you're fucking squishy. You don't want to be in the middle.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
it annoyed the shit out
I
of
mean,
me.
you don't really want to be in the middle, even if you're a barb, because
No.
you're not a priority target.
So, yeah, playing with the controllers made it so much fucking easier.
I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, I probably won't ever play it again. Diablo 4 really was a bit of a whiff for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I'll-
is like,
I'll
considering
run
you
through
were a fan of this
season and that's
franchise.
about it.
Oh, massive fan. But I'll go play Path of Exile when it comes out, Path of Exile 2.
Oh, fuck yes.
They'll get me going.
Yeah.
And I can
Baldur's
always go
Gate.
back and play Grim Dawn.
Yeah.
I meant things that are actually in Diablo's franchise wheelhouse, not a CRPG, which is I'm still looking forward to. Baldur's Gate is going to be
Oh, yeah.
good.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to enjoy the shit out of that game.
I actually think
just
it's
one of the many
multiplayer as
games
well.
Yeah, probably because the company made Divinity Original Sin
Yeah.
2, and that had good multiplayer.
Yeah.
That would be, like, for not being able to sit around and play a lot of D&D, that would actually be fun to play that style of game with a group of friends that you'd normally play D&D with. I think that'd just
That
be
would be
entertaining.
entertaining, actually.
Yeah, actually. We're going to end up playing this thing together, aren't we?
Yep.
I hope so.
Do we want to get on to the next thing?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty dumb.
Isn't it
because
always?
It's musky.
Ah.
And it's rebranding of Twitter as X.
The fact that it came out of nowhere as well. Like, just overnight X, but half the Twitter shit is still there.
Fucking X gonna give it to you.
Yes.
Everything
Yeah,
about it is just fucking dumb. Like, to the point
Yeah.
where other companies already own trademarks for it.
Yeah. That was the fun one.
Like, a Meta already has an X.com.
Yeah.
There's already Excel. There's apparently Apple already has an X product out there. Or the
Yep.
iPhone X, because they also did an X website. So,
Yeah.
god fucking damn.
And the fact, like, apparently he has a massive hard-on for having things called X. Because all of his other products, like before Amazon was Amazon. Was it Amazon he made all his money from?
No, PayPal.
PayPal. Before it was PayPal, it was called X. And then it became PayPal after it. And then there's SpaceX and all the other shit he does. If he just called it, like, Social X, he would have been fine. He would have no issues. But just calling it X.
Well, it's mostly because like he's trying to use X.com, which he does have, but currently just redirects back to Twitter. But because X.com flags in some countries as potentially going to be a porn site,
Yeah.
it basically means Twitter's unusable in those countries.
Yeah.
Then there's the fact that videos on Twitter are Twitter videos.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to be called now?
Yeah.
Xvideo is already a site.
Because if you call them Xvids, well, guys, that is straight up a porn site.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he wants. He just wants to. He's doing the opposite thing that what was it? Tumblr did. Instead of getting rid of all the porn, they're trying to bring more porn to it. He saw the OnlyFans model, was like, we could do this.
I have no idea. He crowdsourced a logo. It's just like this brand change was stupid. Twitter was already having a flounder, and now he's thrown away all of the brand credit.
The weird thing is he's done that. He's got rid of all the brand recognition, all the brand credit, and he was meant to be getting a CEO in to start doing shit for this, right? Like he was meant to be getting
I
someone
heard
to
that
take
a
it over.
while ago, but I don't think anything actually happened.
Well, who the fuck's going to touch it now? Especially if he's just going to burn it before someone gets in.
So
and-
he's also trying to sue the law firm sue the law firm that made him buy Twitter for $135 million. So,
No. He fucked up there. That was his problem.
Yeah.
Like,
So
no.
because of how the Twitter
No,
deal
it's-
went through, he's suing them for $135 million.
It's because the company that the law firm got a kickback from Twitter that went through hours before the deal cleared with Musk. So
Yeah.
he thinks they bad faith paid the law firm, and he wants the money back.
Yeah, it reeks of desperation at this point.
It all does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muskie's floundering pretty hard.
He's foundering super hard, and I really hope he loses more and more money.
I mean, the longer he keeps holding on to this fucking potato, he will.
Yeah. But I really hope he drops down to being a millionaire soon and then drops further. I would be happy for that.
Well, he's already
It's
had
fun.
the largest financial drop in history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's face it, Tesla's only doing well because, let's face it, electric cars are a thing that we want to be the future.
And they have kind of distanced themselves from Musk as much as possible.
Yeah.
As much as we want them to be the future, we also need the infrastructure for them to be the fucking future.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that company's still doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SpaceX lives on government contracts and no products of its own.
Yeah.
The Boring Company hasn't done dick shit.
Not since making that flamethrower.
Which isn't
Yeah,
even a
the-
flamethrower, it's a blowtorch.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Only because if he'd actually made it a flamethrower, it would have been illegal.
Yeah.
And then the Hyperloop has a concrete loop under Vegas that's basically a death trap that just lets a car drive through it, and a normal car at that.
Yep. Because essentially that entire premise has been debunked numerous times.
Yeah. And is clearly shown to have not even been his idea.
Yeah.
Because
Basically,
the Hyperloop idea has been around for fucking years.
fucking ages. So as long as pneumatic tubes have existed, the Hyperloop idea has
See,
been there.
but Hyperloop, all I hear is monorail. Monorail?
And by gum, put you on the map.
Wrong kind of map, though.
Yeah.
True.
Wait, is this why he's trying to rebrand Twitter so there's an X on his map?
Perfect. But oh god, I don't know what prompted him to change everything. You spent so much money on a brand. He would not have spent that much money on a Twitter clone. He bought it because it was Twitter.
Yeah.
Why would you then rebrand it?
And I mean, what is he going to call tweets now?
Yeah, what are they going to be called, actually?
Because you look at the two main competitive... Well, there's three, and I don't actually know what the third one does. Because your big competitors are Threads,
Yeah.
and, start a thread.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Works
Yeah.
for that. Mastodon, you toot, because Mastodon.
I love it.
So, that's what... They're making fun of the way an elephant makes noise.
Yeah.
You toot.
It works.
And the only other one is OpenSky, and I don't actually know what OpenSky uses for their thing off the top of my head.
I don't know, clouds, who knows?
I don't know, but everyone's got these catchy things, and of course Twitter had tweets.
Yeah.
What the fuck is X?
Yeah,
Am I just
because
gonna X people?
They're like, can you imagine like being in bed with your partner and you roll over and she says, "Oh, what are you doing?" "I'm checking my ex's feed." Like, God fucking damn, that's gonna start a fight.
Oh yeah.
oh yes, it will. Fuck. Oh, no, it's just.
I mean, it's the exact same thing. Hey, honey, what website are you on? X.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So-
there's no way that this is a smart move. Like, no one likes what's
No.
happened. It's already started people flooding the threads again. Like, hell, I use threads and I never use Twitter because I never had an intention for it. But yeah, there's just been a mass exodus again.
To me, this is feeling more and more like we've probably all had them at a D&D table where the character either has an X or a Z in the name. And
Yeah.
they're grim dark and they're so cool and mysterious. And it's like, God fucking damn, just stop. You don't
It's
need
always
to
the
do
newbie.
this.
Like, every newbie wants to be Batman. It's like, no, settle.
Yeah, put the white clothes on. Be the paladin.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh god, but I'm happy to watch this train wreck part continue
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Like, it will be hilarious to laugh at.
Watching this burn down is absolute peak entertainment.
But I feel so bad for the poor fuckers who have to keep working there to keep this piece of shit going. And the people who have been let go from Twitter before it was changed. Like, he swanned in and fucked up an entire ecosystem. Like, they were doing well. They weren't the most profitable, but had the lights going. There were roofs above
Yeah.
heads. Developers were being paid. And now it's just... he's ruined lives for the shits and giggles.
Pretty much.
On
Like-
a similar fucking thing of tech mobs fucking shit up for their communities and people developing for it, Reddit, the head of that,
yes.
Spaz, so he's decided to kill all third-party apps pretty much by changing the APK license,
Yep.
and API licenses, and so pretty much to help simmer down the communities, they released another R Places, which you can go in there and you can place a pixel every 5 minutes, and normally it ends up being a flag war and memes and all that kind of shit. And so it went through the whole fucking weeks of flag war, and everyone's putting on, like, in their little picture they're doing is a fuck spaz, like all the way through it. Like, at one point there were over like 800 fuck spazzes hidden throughout this whole image, and every week the map expands a little bit, and it got much larger this year than it did in previous years. And it always ends with a whiteout. The last few hours, the oldest pixels go back to white, and then the whole thing just fades out. And so the whole community decided, you know what? For shits and giggles, 4 hours before it finishes, everyone just start deleting their shit. Like, you go through and white your own thing out just to end it early on, just to fuck with them.
Oh, nice.
And so they started doing that. Then they had a different idea. So for the last 4 hours, people only whited out and wrote on the entire screen of it, fuck spaz, and then no one posted again for 4 hours until it whited out. So,
Oh, I love it.
and it's like, now the entire feed of it is just like, this whole fucking thing has been everyone fucking with each other's pictures until the entire, like, Reddit community just came together just for fuck spaz. Like, this whole thing isn't dead. Like, fuck you. And so, in the center of the entire thing, from the minute, from pretty much when it started, is it had a little black box with remember what they stole from you and r/third-party apps.
Ooh.
And then when they had fuck spaz, that was the only thing left in the middle of it. And
Yeah.
it was like, God fucking damn. Like, that's
Oh,
a
I love
community
that.
that's got the shits.
The thing is, they've always organized really well for that kind of event.
Yeah.
What made them think that they were going to get away with doing that after fucking with them so hard?
But there's also, like, when they do an art places, usually a whole heap of backlash and community stuff of, like, these people are using scripting tools to fucking make their own images and to cause issues here and to do this, which this one absolutely had. There was proven quite almost immediately that the mods were using their own scripting tools to block out images they didn't like. And, like,
Nice.
there was a
Mod
lot of skullduggery in the whole fucking thing, but they couldn't stop it. The whole fucking thing was quite entertaining to watch. Yeah, there's a GIF out there of the entire from the get-go and how much it expands. And yeah, it's just interesting. The last whole end of it is just that.
I may have to find that GIF. But, like, I love those flag things, to be honest. They were great fun, but I don't know why they tried doing one so soon after fucking the community.
They were trying to kick up the next thing to draw attention away from what they'd just done. And
but it's like every time anyone puts up a poll to let people name something, you are asking... you're asking for whatever the fuck you want to call it as something McSomething face. That's what's going to happen. Like, and if you have fucked over people, as happens with other flag events on on Reddit, they make appearances. Like, that shit turns up. Hell, Coney 20, whatever the fuck it was, still popped up in the last one somewhere. But the internet does not let shit go. We do not let grievances die.
No. But yeah.
Right, so we've got some time left. Someone's vamp.
Swish, what have you watched?
I have watched a lot of things. Recently, I started watching Zom 100.
So good.
I love it.
Oh my god, Zom 100 is so good.
It's a great series. The entire premise is a guy's been working at an exploitative company for like 3 years, and then the zombie apocalypse happens, and he is in like paradise, essentially. He never has to work again. That's all he cares about. And it's so fun. Very dark, though. It's that first episode's a bit brutal, but also really fun.
Yeah.
I finally caught up and watched Secret War. I have enjoyed a lot of it.
You haven't watched the last episode?
No, I'm watching that tonight after we finish up.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem I have with Secret War is, like, the show gets good in the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Of 9.
It is a very slow build-up.
But it's too slow.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get to the point where we're worrying about who is and isn't a Skrull pretty quick. And they take their sweet fucking time.
Yeah, they really do. Which I get, because it's the whole thing, oh, we have to build up the tension, but it's just, give me something. I need something here.
Yeah, but pretending there's tension and there being tension are not the same thing.
Exactly. It is still worth it, like, for the build-up, so you can get through to the last 3 episodes, and they are fun. We finally get to see Fury being Fury, because he's been a very low-energy Fury the entire, like, 6 episodes leading up to the last 3.
Yeah.
Because apparently the blip just fucked him up good. So that's always fun. What else have I been watching recently?
I've been a bad nerd and haven't watched anything.
Fair. Oh no, I've been watching the new series of Strange New Worlds, and that had the single greatest crossover episode.
The crossover was so good.
They had a crossover of Lower Decks with Strange New World. We got to see live-action Boimler.
You know that's the voice actor of...
It is, yeah. Same with the chick who was playing thingy. It was like Mariner. Same voice actor is used, and I fucking loved it because it fits so well.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Okay. Did you catch all the Boingler stuff he does?
I did. It
like,
was amazing.
When the thing explodes, he does the full like jump up, leg in the air.
Yeah.
Fucking freak out.
Yeah.
There's a subtle one that me and my housemate missed the first time we were watching it. Did you notice that when he first talks to Uhura, he's talking about Uhura.
Yeah.
And he walks away.
Yeah.
He does the shimmy power walk.
He does, yeah. It's fucking great.
It's so good. It's just a fun little touch. It's like, I actually probably, like, I don't think they probably asked him to do that.
Yeah, I think he just did it.
Knows the character and it's like, this is how he walks.
Like when he's talking to number 1 the first time, you see him like prim and proper. It's like, holy shit, that's just Boimler to a T.
Yeah.
It's
so good.
I love the fact they just got up to the same shenanigans they do in the other one, but it doesn't work because the Enterprise people are too good at their job. Like, catching them doing dumb shit. It's like, we're sorry. We didn't think you'd find us.
All it's stuff that, like, on more of a sitcom-y show, like Lower Decks, you know, like when he's talking to Spock, and he's like, tell Captain to do this, because, like, you know, then they'll listen. And the Captain's like, I can hear you.
I was like, I'm sorry, I thought the distance would be different. Oh, when they're talking to Marin, I was like, have you noticed how slow everyone talks? It was like, holy shit, I didn't realize you were speaking faster. than everyone else until now.
I think my two favorite things that in that episode is they redid the entire opening to Strange New Worlds in Lower Decks art style,
Which was fucking great.
And it still looks great.
Fucking slaps.
Which I think is actually a bigger credit to Lower Decks, that their art style can be used to recreate another set of Star Trek's opener.
Yeah.
And it doesn't diminish it at all.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
That's how well Lower Decks fits. And at the end of the show, they do a whole fucking joke sequence where it's all the live action characters in 2D.
I loved
it.
I love the reason they blame that on Mariner. The whole thing is she makes them a drink. It's like, they didn't have this official thing this we need for the drink, but so I substituted. But that's a good thing. That shit will mess your life up, and just starts drinking with people, as Mariner does. But then they get a hold of the actual component, and that's why they start freaking out, noticing their 2D.
It's so good, top tier crossover.
It was done
absolutely.
But also, it rounded out really well in certain aspects, because they are literally fanboying over their heroes because they get to meet them.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is Spock is in that point trying to be more human, and watching Boimler freak out because for his universe to exist, they need the more serious Spock to do the things he has to do. And he thinks he breaks him at one point.
Yeah.
Because, it goes to talk to, the thing, I think I broke Spock. How? I made him laugh, and now he's smiling, and it's terrifying.
Dude, he's been doing that kind of, creepy force smile because he's trying to do human things.
Yeah.
But when they have Boimler see it, they play the dramatic music and do the
they
Dutch
zoom
angle.
in.
Whoa, man, you made that creepy as hell.
I just love the fact that when Mariner first meets Spock, it's I was not prepared for how hot young Spock would be, and the fact that he's full of surprises. At which point, I think he smiles at Mariner or something. It was the fuck? He smiles now? It's he does that now. It's terrifying. I loved every fucking second of that crossover. I was a bit hesitant at the start, but then it happened. It's I'm in. Fucking done.
No. I was pretty fucking on board for that right from the get-go, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah. It was great fun. If nothing else, you should all be watching Lower Decks more, because I think we have another season that coming soon.
I think so. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I have to look it up.
It's fucking great.
But damn, Lower Decks is if you old school Trekkie, new school Trekkie, I don't care. There's something for everybody in that, and it's just.
No, I recently got someone hooked on Lower Decks because I haven't watched any Star Trek. I'm going to start you here. Start you on Lower Decks.
Well, I haven't watched any of this, and I just found it's on Prime Video if anyone streams it that way. But
I think Lower Decks is also on Disney Plus. It popped up there at one point.
Okay.
Off the top of my head.
Well, there's 3 seasons of it on Prime Video.
Yeah.
That and the Orville. Fucking Orville. We need that.
And Strange New Worlds on Paramount.
I am really enjoying Strange New Worlds, considering it is just the soul of old Trek with updated graphics, and I love it to death.
Absolutely. It's so good.
Honestly, I am actually kind of keen for a reboot of the entire franchise, starting with this one. And then you can expand into the Kirk system, because they have a new Kirk. He's actually pretty good. His brother is still alive, which is hilarious.
I would absolutely be on board for essentially Star Trek to take this as treat it kind of like the way Doctor Who did with the Eighth Doctor.
Yeah,
it's just we're just kind of like, this is our new start point.
Yeah,
we're gonna go from here.
Start fresh, go again.
Yeah,
but good times.
Awesome. And we're gonna watch. Seth's already watched Flash. I'm planning on watching it, but.
Yeah, no, I'll be going to see that at some point.
Okay, so can I have a little mini rant beforehand?
Go
for it.
There's a little thing I want to touch on, because I want you guys to think about it while you're watching it in case I've missed something. There's a thing that they do in this where apparently you can't touch someone for very long while using hyperspeed, otherwise it makes them vomit.
Okay.
This is
vibration, I guess.
Very loosely explained early on by Barry to other Barry. It's a whole thing.
That's just
sorry, I just got
Archer.
an image of Archer in my head on the Barry.
So, and it does happen at one point where he manipulates him while doing hyperspeed, and he vomits afterwards. And it's supposed to be like you can't touch people for very long while in hyperspeed, or bad things happen. One of the opening sequences of this movie is Barry saving a bunch of babies falling out of a hospital building.
Okay.
And he touches all of them a bunch. And there's one bit where he puts a baby in a microwave.
What?
And apparently that makes it okay for him to touch the baby because he's not touching the baby, he's touching the microwave.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Because babies are famously not susceptible to acceleration and deceleration.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Absolutely.
Well, the thing that makes that whole sequence dumber, and I know that sounds stupid given what I've just stated, there's a propane tank flying nearby that has all like fire coming out the back of it because it's broken and blah blah. All the fire hits the microwave. That baby's super dead.
So you need to wait for the bell. That thing is cooked.
It's just like, I don't understand, because there are other sequences in the movie where he moves people.
Yeah.
And they don't vomit. Nothing bad happens.
All I can imagine is
this whole sequence with the microwave is supposed to be justified by the fact that you can't touch people in hyperspeed.
considering the weird shit we've heard about Ezra Miller in the past, I would not be like. I'm pretty sure he just rocked up one day with the baby in a microwave and they just started filming. Like, we don't know where he got the baby or the microwave, but
Look,
film.
The movie generally has some good scenes. Hell, it even has some jokes that land. Like during this, like they really lean only at the start of the movie. After that, they forget about it. The fact that Barry needs to eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
Because his hyperspeed uses up all the
hypermetabolism.
But
Yeah.
and he has a little thing on his wrist that tells him when he's low on calories. When the whole baby falling out of the building thing is happening, he realizes he's super low on calories, and so he can't really do a lot of hyperspeed.
That's why he microwaved the baby.
It's a lot of calories in a baby.
Look, he put the baby
Protein.
in the microwave after he took the burrito out.
Fair.
But there's a thing where you see him make this really serious face, and you can see the baby. It's just out of range, and he does the big leap toward it, and then goes past it and smashes into a vending machine and starts gorging himself on candy bars. It's like, look, that joke genuinely worked. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. It got a chuckle out of me because the setup is so serious, like it's going to save the baby. And then, he finds the microwave, pops it open, takes a burrito out, eats the burrito, and then puts a baby in the microwave.
Jesus Christ. Alright. Why not? I now have to watch this to see this weirdness.
Like, that's the first 20 minutes. That's like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
You could have sold this entire movie on me just with baby in a microwave. That would have been it.
It's like,
I wish that was what the movie was, with dumb shit like that.
It's an hour and a half of him trying to get the baby out of the microwave.
They make the Flash seem so slow.
oh, that's always
so
a fun
bad.
It's like a Mandalorian speeder chase.
thing. Yes. Puttering along at 20 kilometers an hour with their bright coloured scooters.
Fucking the Power Rangers in Book of Boba Fett were a bad call.
I will never forgive them for the Mighty Morphin Power, gangsters, essentially.
So dumb. But because they haven't fixed Barry's run cycle from the fucking Justice League movie. It's still that fucking weird arm flicky stupid run, and they've done nothing to try and make it look like he's actually running. He basically looks more like he's rollerblading across the ground because he slides. The 3D sync up is not good.
Oh god.
And then they don't when they show him in. So I'm going to compare this to the CW Flash TV show.
I enjoyed the TV show, to be honest. Well, to a point.
It actually does the plot line that this movie's doing better.
Yeah.
Because they actually did do that in the TV show, if you didn't know.
Flashpoint was fun.
It's actually better in the TV show. Cause
definitely.
They make it a lot more personal that he has to let his mum die.
Yeah.
In that, they remember that either the world has to be going at normal speed and Barry does the thing, and he's just a red blur. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when you show him running and you can see him in Speed Force, he's got to look like he's putting effort in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Whereas Ezra Miller's one looks like he's putting no effort in. The entire world is just slowed around him. So he just looks like he's just like leisurely skating through a world that doesn't give a shit. He looks so slow.
And like, I maintain the greatest version of the Flash that I have found is the animated movie stuff. Like, their version of the Flash is good.
Animated everything for DC is basically top tier.
Yeah. They do well for that.
Including Super Dickory.
Yeah. God, I still love the, what was it? Where Apocalypse first turns up and all the, like, guys come together the first time, and Green Lantern just gets shit on the entire animated movie.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where he walks with, don't worry, the Green Lantern's here. He gets backhanded by Apocalypse, and then just two parademons turn up and start kicking his shit up.
Yeah.
And I love it, because he is just a shitty punching bag.
Another one where they go through the entire movie, Superman gets backhanded into the ocean. They struggle and fight for the big bad. They finally get rid of it. And then the Atlanteans turn up and go, oh, yeah, Superman's here. He, like, turned up a while ago. He's just been hanging out with us. Like, he didn't even come back and help. He's just like, I'm here now. Fuck it.
They've got this. It's good.
My favourite one will still be the one where the I can't remember who everyone's there, but the key characters are Batman and Green Lantern. They're walking through a sewer.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's the same one, yeah.
And he's like, what's your deal? Do you just, like, dress up like a bat and play vigilante? And then Bruce just goes, what's the ring do?
Yeah.
No, that was
the Green Lantern ring, and then Hal just falls into the sewer water because he doesn't have his powers anymore.
I that's the same one that I was talking about before, because I remember that joke, because that'll never happen again, as, like, they're going back through. Batman's just like, unless I want to.
Yeah.
Like, he's not wrong.
I just love that. What's the ring do?
Yeah. Like, the only time I think they've done a bad animated one for me was the Injustice movie. That was a bad.
Yeah, that wasn't good. The comics really good.
The comics are amazing.
Suggest reading that.
Fucking A. If it was a long-term TV show like Young Justice had been, it would be a lot better.
Oh yeah,
I would enjoy that.
They tried to cram way too much stuff into no space.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, that's us past an hour.
We have nerded enough.
With the promise of us bitching about Flash next week, I think we'll finish up.
Yep.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye!
See ya.